The Appalachian Mountains are beautiful, peaceful, and deadly if you know what lurks there. I learned that the hard way. It all started when I decided to visit the mountains for a weekend getaway. I grew up hearing stories from locals, warnings about wandering too far into the forests, but I thought they were just old myths. Campfire tales meant to scare tourists. I was wrong. The first night I set up camp near a small clearing, the fog rolling in from the valleys below. The air smelled of wet pine and soil. It was quiet, too quiet. No crickets, no birds, no wind, just silence. I chalked it up to the altitude. Around midnight, I heard something moving outside my tent. At first, I thought it was a deer or a raccoon, but the steps were heavy, deliberate, and strangely rhythmic. Pause, 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 then closer. I froze, heart pounding. The sound stopped right outside my tent. I unzipped the flap slowly and shined my flashlight. Nothing, just the forest, dark and still. Relief washed over me until I saw them. Footprints, not animal footprints, human. But they were too long, too wide, twisted in ways that made my stomach turn. They circled the tent, disappearing into the fog. Sleep was impossible. Every crack of a branch, every rustle of leaves felt like it was right behind me. By morning, I thought maybe I had imagined it. I packed up and hiked toward the nearest ranger station. The forest grew thicker, the trail barely visible under the fallen leaves. Then I saw something odd, a figure, hunched and pale, standing between the trees. Its head was tilted unnaturally, almost 180 degrees, and it didn't move like a human. It just watched. I froze. The figure didn't run when I approached. It didn't even blink. It simply waited until I looked away, and then it disappeared. I reached a small clearing and saw more signs of something. Old cabins, decaying and broken, but freshly disturbed. Smoke still rising from chimneys, though no one lived there. Chairs knocked over, dishes in the sink. I called out. Silence. Then, a faint whisper carried through the trees. "Why are you here?" I ran. Branches clawed at my clothes, thorns tore my skin, but I didn't stop. My legs burned, my lungs screamed, and I could still hear it following me. Always following, always watching. I stumbled into a small creek to catch my breath. That's when I saw them, hundreds of figures, pale and thin, emerging from the mist. Their eyes were hollow, their mouths stretched wide in silent screams. They moved in jerky, unnatural motions, like puppets pulled by invisible strings. Some were crawling, some standing, but all were looking at me. One stepped forward, dragging a twisted, claw-like hand through the dirt. It whispered my name in a voice that was both my own and not mine. I realized with horror that they weren't just ghosts. They were something else. Creatures that mimicked the living, trapped between life and death, feeding off fear, waiting for anyone foolish enough to wander into the mountains. I ran until I collapsed on a road leading out of the forest. A passing car picked me up. The driver didn't believe me. "You probably just got lost," they said. But I knew the truth. The mountains were alive with them, and they were patient. Weeks later, I looked at the photos I had taken. All I saw was fog, trees, empty cabins, nothing else. But sometimes when I stare at the shadows in my room, I swear I see them. Those twisted figures with hollow eyes, watching, waiting. If you live near the Appalachian Mountains or plan to visit, heed this warning. Never go outside after dark. Never wander into the forest alone. Because once they notice you, they never forget.
Subscribe to my channel and press the bell icon.